What's going down? How is everybody doing? What up, MX Tips and Brian? What up, what up, what up? Yeah, Brian's saying yesterday Moto at Amp was on point. Dude, how sweet was that track? It was so good. I think it was the best. It was honestly, it might have been my best track day of the year. I had so much fun yesterday. It was like I felt like a little kid. I think because the dirt was so good, I liked that track. I was feeling good, and hey, I got tired, but I didn't have to pull in and get some air. I was able to finish my practices, so I was happy about that. So feeling good, man. Feeling good. And I was checking out those photos of you too, dude. Looking sweet. Dude, I know Brian knows because we were talking about it yesterday. But I went out Saturday and set up our deer stand. So basically, bow hunting season is right around the corner. Comes in September 15th. Yeah, September 15th. So it's right around the corner. So it's that time of the year. You got to get out there, get your stand set up, get the bait in the woods. Well, everybody in here right now, Big Feisst is jumping in. High Vision, what up? Beaver, what up? I was hunting. I was just about to tell the story, dude. So we haven't went hunting yet. We're just getting set up. So on Saturday, if any of you guys probably all know this, if you're from the West Coast, you might not know what chiggers are. But if you're an East Coast dude or a Midwest dude, you know about chiggers. And I thought I got out because I knew I had some, and I was picking them off my legs. I was like, oh, dude, I could see them running on me, and I was like picking them off real quick on Saturday. And then yesterday at the track, we went out riding, and I wasn't really that itchy. I'm like, oh, dude, I must have got them all off. Mel picked off. I had 3 ticks that I got off, and I think Mel picked off 1 or 2 off my back after I got home. But, dude, today, I don't know if they set in or not, but dude, if you see me itching, it's because, dude, those things tore me up. I'm all bit up, dude. They suck. Yeah. Ryan St. George has the worst. So you know what I'm talking about. Dude, these things suck. I'm like, you got to get the boys out here from Cali and take them for a walk through the woods before the first frost and let them figure out how gnarly chiggers are, because they're no joke. They suck. But anyway, that's part of the deal, right? If you're going to go into the woods before the first frost and try to get set up for deer hunting season, be prepared, because I'm definitely on the itch program now. I've been scratching all day, dude. Like, you scratch so bad, you just pretty much start to bleed. But anyway, we are looking forward to deer hunting season's coming right around the corner, like I said. So I'm psyched about that. I gotta get dialed in with my stand though, because I'm hunting with a crossbow. So and I'm in a tree stand this year. Last year I was in a blind and I had a place to rest my crossbow, so it's real steady. But when you're up in the tree and you're just trying to shoot on your own, I wiggle too much. I'm too squirrely. I can't sit still. So I was practicing shooting like this, and I moved too much, so I'm not tight enough, so I'm not happy with being I was hitting target, but I was not consistent. So I'm like, nah. So we might have to switch up the program and get a better seat to where I can rest that crossbow on there so I can get a good shot. But looks like everybody's jumping in here. So thanks again for everybody being here. Appreciate it. Let's see who else we jumped in here. We got Big Bang jumped in, Moto Warriors. Man, I was about to say Liam. I got it right. Almost messed it up again. Jason. We got Diesel Dog. Yo. And then Woodcrafts and Mayo 315. Well, what's going down? But hey, man, we got a lot to talk about. I was just if you just got in here, I was just kind of talking about getting ready for hunting and getting jacked up with the chiggers. But we had an awesome, just to talk about yesterday, because we had a really good ride day. Midwest has been crazy lately. It got super hot, and then it got like really nice, and now it's super hot again. So this week's going to be like a scorcher. It was blazing today. But anyway, we squeaked in a day yesterday at Adrenaline what do you call it? Moto Complex? Adrenaline. It's the old KC Moto. I'm going to start to say, people used to hit me up and say, hey, what's your favorite track in the Midwest? And I never knew. I'd always be like, man, they're all pretty good. I like them all. But I had such a good day there yesterday. I was like, yo, that might be my favorite track. I was feeling it. definitely had a good day. It rained in the morning for like 2 hours, and it just made the dirt mint. So when you get those days when the dirt's just on point, super sticky, and you're just having fun, it's just everything. I just felt good. I felt like a little kid. I remember I was just driving home, and I'm just like, man, I just love to ride. I'm like, I had so much fun just riding. I didn't do anything cool, but just ride the track, do some laps, and it was so fun. So I know you guys relate to that. Just getting out there, getting in your little zone, and clicking off laps is just fun. So I had a good time. Another thing that I was doing, I spent the whole day doing, remember I was talking about it last week, I took off last week, right? Because, yeah. So, hey, welcome back. I did miss last week because Melissa's brother was in town. So the week before last, talked about doing the USMCA. It's a coaching association. So I'm doing the online class right now, and I've been enjoying it so much. It's been super helpful. I'm super excited. And I just want to encourage you guys, if you guys haven't been to the website is usmca.org. And you can, if you're looking for a coach in your area, whether you're into moto, enduro, I think they got street bike, just motorcycles in general, go to that website and you can find a certified coach who's went through the program and get good coaching. But it's an awesome program. Like it's an online course. I think I've taken like 4 or 5 tests or quizzes right now, and I got like 6 more to go. So when I finish the night, I'm actually gonna try to get on there and bust as much out. I'm gonna try to finish it in the next couple of days so I can get it off my to-do list. Been on the to-do list for like the last 2 weeks, so I need to finish that. But definitely go to that website and check them out. If you haven't followed them on Instagram, jump on there and give them a follow. But it's really cool, man. You got to get certified in CPR. They teach you about concussions. They teach you about heat. Just all this stuff that I'm like going through this course going like, dude, this is every coach. Anyone who's a coach, especially in motocross, should know all this stuff. Like how do you respond if someone has a head concussion? How do you respond if someone's going into, overheating and suffering from heat trauma? Like the right way to respond and be prepared for that. You got to be, you know what I mean? You never know, sports gnarly. And I was thinking about here in the Midwest. I'm like, dude, that's serious because it's hot. Like, and you go, my classes are 5 hours long. So now I started thinking like, and there's rules. I didn't know there's rules to like coaching. 5 hours is the max. You're not even supposed to coach for longer than that. So I was like, whoa, dude, I didn't even know that. So anyway, learning a lot. It's a good program without taking breaks. That's what I'm saying. But it made me realize like I need to take more breaks, especially on the hot days. We want to make sure we're getting taking breaks and getting a lot of water in and just staying hydrated. I don't want nobody passing out there, But a couple quick announcements before we jump in. We'll talk about Loretta's. We got some giveaways. I don't know if you guys caught this on the Instagram, but check it. We're giving away 4 of these. So we got 4 signed. These are my number plates made by, look over here scratching. Some chiggers, boy. M7 Designs. So this is my graphic company. We got 4 of these. We're picking 4 winners. And the way you got to do it is go to my Instagram. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. It's at Ronnie Faisst. And there's a link in there. It's in my bio. So as soon as you go to the page, just look for the long link. It'll say M7 Ronnie Faisst giveaway. Click that link and it'll lead you on everything you got to do to enter to win. So make sure you guys get entered so you guys can jump on that. So we're going to give 4 away. That's coming up real soon. I think we're doing it by the end of the month. So August 31st is the deadline. So make sure you guys jump on that. And then the last thing is the August 14th class. It's at Grain Valley. I did a quick little story, I think, last week. So we locked it in. So it'll be this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and it's at Grain Valley. We got a couple spots open for that. So if you guys are interested in getting some training, we're going to be out there for 5 hours. And, hey, it's going to be good. It's actually going to be really good because it's this heat wave. It basically goes to Friday. And it's going like today was like 100. And they said it's going to even hit like 105. It's going to get above 100 this week. But it's dropping on Friday, and it seriously goes down to like 88. And Saturday is going to be the same thing. So thank God. Thank you, Jesus, that he's going to hook us up. And we're not going to be out there in 110-degree weather. It's going to be 88. So that's a blessing. I'm super thankful for that. So it'll be a good week. And there's no rain on the schedule, which is awesome because a lot of times when I'm at Grain Valley, I seem to get rained on. So looking forward to that coming up. If you want info, go to RonnieFaisstMX.com. That's where everything is with that. And obviously we had a break with the Nationals, 2 weeks off. But this Saturday as well is Unadilla. So I'll be watching the reruns because I'll have a class, so I'll miss it. I won't watch it live, but I'll definitely check it. So, but that's actually one of my favorite tracks to watch. That's like the OG track. I remember growing up and watching, like, dude, Stanton, Jean-Michel Bale. I watched videos and stuff of Bailey because he was my favorite. RJ, all those dudes on 500s, two strokes out there at Unadilla when that track. I mean, I won't even say when it was. It still is gnarly, rough. But one of the OG tracks, been in the Nationals forever. So looking forward to that. And then we got, well, hey, we didn't have a National for the last 2 weeks, but we had Loretta Lynn. Can't even say that. Loretta Lynn's, which was, dude, if you guys seen the motos, I mean, there's a lot of people that I wanted to watch, but I think Danger Boy was probably Danger Boy and the 45 plus class were the two classes I really wanted to watch, even though I snuck in. I watched the Open Pro class just to see what's going on. I even watched the plus 50 because I'm like, hey, these are classes I'm going to be looking. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going, but I'm just saying these are my fellas, right? The old schoolers. But I got a list here. I wrote some stuff down so I can remember what everybody did. But Danger Boy, let's start with him because he was my favorite class to watch, obviously. Hit that in the 45 plus guys. Danger Boy, I'm sure a lot of you guys watch, but if you didn't watch it, he went one. So basically, he raced two classes. He raced Super Mini 1 and Super Mini 2. He went 1-1-1 and won the championship in the Super Mini 1. And Super Mini 2 just had some issues. He got 12th overall, but he had a first. He won the first moto, and then he had. He crashed. He crashed in the first moto. Remember that? He crashed in the first moto, came all the way back to second. Did he get a bad start? He got a bad start, then came all the way back to second, and then he crashed. And in my opinion, lucky he didn't get hurt. If you guys seen the crash on YouTube, he could have broke his arm, broke his shoulder. He got lucky on that one. So good for him to walk away. But then he won a moto the very next day, and then the last one, he got a fourth, and he had bike issues. His I guess his rebound and the compression or something happened with the shock, you know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, dude, a 1 and a 4 gave him a 12th overall. That just goes to show you how important it is to be consistent at Loretta. You need 3 good motos to get a good overall. Because, I mean, a 1 and a 4 is awesome, but that 39th, I mean, it still bumped him up to 12th, but I know what it's like. I've been there 3 times, and I always had a bad moto, so it always messed up your overall. Jumping over to the 45 plus class, this would have been my next favorite class. I mean, dude, how sweet. I mean, there was a lot of dudes in there, but we got to give a shout out to Rhino. The dude was on a 1986 CR250. I thought he was riding a 500. That's what I believe the original plan was to ride a 500. And I don't know if I missed what happened or how he ended up on a 250, but he was on a 250 at Loretta's. And same thing, he had a bad moto as well. He got a 4th and a 3rd, and then he had the 23rd, and that messed him. He got 10th overall. And then Brown, obviously, 1-1-1. The dude's gnarly, and he's like on another, like, dude, Emig and Rhino are gnarly. And Brown's on like a whole nother level. He's just beast mode. I don't even know how far he was ahead, but dude, he's gnarly. And then Emig was really consistent, 3-3-2, and got him 2nd overall. Brown, obviously, with the 1st. So I enjoyed watching that just because they're dudes I looked up to. I had a picture of Emig on my wall. I had a picture of Rhino on my wall when I was a kid. Like, they're dudes. And I've raced Rhino, and I remember I raced Rhino at Steel City in like either 96 or 97, a long time ago. So it's kind of cool to just see those dudes still doing it. To me, it's motivation. I'm like, dude, it makes me want to like keep going, keep riding it and get in shape and go racing stuff. Another class that I think was, let's just say we're going to keep our eye on Levi Kitchen because he was the 250 Open Pro Sport and the 250 Pro Sport. He won both classes, so that's pretty gnarly. Pretty much that's the class. That's your last chance to ride amateurs, and it's the fastest class down there. So you go there and ride that and win that. That's a big statement in my opinion. And he won both championships, so be on the lookout for him. He's obviously on a Yamaha right now, so I'm assuming Yamaha probably ain't gonna let him go too far. So he'll probably be on the Yamaha team. But a couple other people that I just noticed that following on Instagram and I thought was really cool is Tim Ferry's son, Little Reds. He won 2 championships. He won 125B, and it's called BC, and then he won Schoolboy 1. And then another rider's son, Nick Way's son, Vincent Way, he won the 65 10 to 11 class. So I started thinking when I was like looking through what everybody did, I'm like, dude, think about this. Danger Boy's dad's obviously Brian. He won a championship, which he obviously had the speed and the skills to win both classes. Just, race, you know what it is. Race, something happens on race day and it don't work out. Little Reds wins 2 championships and Nick Way's son wins a championship. So what does that tell you? Like, think about that. I started thinking about that. I'm like, dude, it's coaching. All 3 of those kids have dads who know what the heck they're talking about, who led those kids, they guided those kids since they were young bucks, and now they're going down to the amateur nationals and winning championships, which is not easy. To get a championship, you need 3 good motos. That's not easy, dude. That's hard, and especially down there. That track's so rough and gnarly. So I was looking at that, and it's not that their dads people can say, it's Deegan, they got money, and everyone can make us stuff, but still. It's the coaching and it's the kid. The kid still has to be motivated. The kid still has to work at it. Dad can give them all the good coaching that they want, but if the kid doesn't want it and he's not focused and motivated, the kid will throw it away. So I just think that's cool, though, that you can see that. You can see dads that have knowledge that pass that on, and then kids that are focused at a young age can stay focused and become become champions. So that's important. So that's why I don't just preach it because I'm a coach. Get coaching. It's one of the best things you'll do. That's why get on that website. Go to the usmca.org and find the coach. And if you're serious about riding, don't matter if you just want to ride for fun, or if you want to, or you want to go pro or whatever it is, it's going to help. What sport's out there that doesn't have coaching? There's not. Every single sport has a coach. So why do motocross dudes just go to the track and burn laps and improve bad habits and not get proper guidance and have somebody get a set of eyes on them that know what they're talking about and lead them and guide them and help them? If you want to progress, you can progress, you can self-coach yourself. If you can. Most freestyle dudes were all self-coached because who was going to coach us? We were the first generation of freestyle riders, so we were all self-coach each other, studying videos of ourselves, watching other riders, watching someone who did a trick really well, had that guy get filmed, watch me do the same trick, and then study it. What is he doing? Where's his head? Pick him apart. So you can self-coach, but you go way faster when you have somebody else in your corner. So find somebody, get out there, get some coaching. It's definitely worth it. All right, that is all I got on the little list. So let's see what is going down. But what you guys think? I really enjoyed Loretta's. I thought it was awesome. And I'm actually going to try to get down there next year because it's going to be Danger Boy's last year. And I think I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be in 125B or if he's going to be 250. I don't know what class he's going to be in, but I know he's going down on a big bike next year. So if anybody knows, pop it up in the thing. But I want to go down. I want to go down and hang out. And the coaching association has they have a booth down there. FCA motocross, the Christian Fellowship Christian Athletes. I work with those guys. They have a booth down there. So I want to go down and just hang out. See Danger Boy rip it up for his last year. And I'm sure a lot of these, Kitchen won't be there, but I'm sure Nick Way's son going to be down there, Little Reds. And all the boys are down there. Twitch was down there. Axel, Wanky, everybody went down and did a demo. So I thought it was pretty sweet. So I'm like, and it's not that far. It's like a 8-hour, 9-hour drive. So I got to make the trip next year. All right. Well, let's see what's going down. And that's another thing. If you're in the New York area, there's a camp coming up the August 25th through the 28th. I mentioned it 2 weeks ago. Let me just look at my schedule real quick. August, it is the 25th through the 28th. I'm going to be there the 25th through the 27th. I'm going to be coaching for 2 days down there, and then I'm flying in to see Big Feisst. But that's FCA Motocross. So go to their website if you're in the New York area and you want to come out to that. It's a huge camp. It's like 200 plus campers, but it's a 500-acre facility. You can probably get on. You probably can get on here and go look at the track. Go put in FCA Motocross New York and watch it pop up. It's sick. So I'm really looking forward to it, being out there for a couple of days coaching. So, all right, let's jump in here. So if you're new here, thanks for being here. And thank everybody else for being here week after week. It's our little online crew, but we like to do the question marks in this so I can find your questions outside of the comments. So let's see. So see it like if you put a button, here's just Jeff. Let me pop this. I got stuff in my way, dude. I gotta put this over here so I can read it because I'm far from the screen. He says, "How was hunting? Did your dinner steal your lunch?" It was good. I actually didn't go hunting yet, but we got set up, and I'm going to be getting some dinner to bring home and watch. Because we had, my buddy has a couple cameras set up already, and we already got bucks. I know and we jumped 2 bucks on the way in. Saw 2 bucks on the way in the field, and we had a camera set up that already had tons of bucks on it. But I'm in a new spot. I'm actually on the opposite side of the property. No one's ever hunted where I'm going to hunt this year. So we'll see. We just put a camera up there, so we'll see what's out there. But I'm feeling good about it. It's got Liam here. He says, "What up? I missed a lot. Got a lot of football." He says, "Or working." Wait. He says, "If you had to choose between your senior year of football or working, what would you pick?" That's a good question. Senior year of football or working? It depends. What's more important? Like, it depends. If I was working to save up for something that I wanted more than football, maybe I would work. I don't know. I don't know your whole situation to give you a good answer, but it all depends. I don't know. I'm a worker, so, but at the same time, it depends. Like, it's your last year of football, so that might mean a lot to you. So maybe you want to play football. So I can't give you a real accurate answer because I don't know your whole situation. But when I was in, I'm just going to jump back to when I was a senior in high school. This is how gnarly I was about racing. I went to high school, obviously with the same people I grew up with my entire life, right? That's how it works. You go to grade school with them, go to high school with them. My senior year of high school, they had this program that was, so basically it was like I don't even remember what you called it, but it was basically like you were allowed to go to school, take all the classes you needed to graduate, and then you were allowed to leave at lunchtime. You only had to take your 4 classes. As soon as you were done your 4 classes, you were allowed to leave school, but you had to go to work, and you're allowed to work in a job that you wanted to pursue as a career. Well, we worked it to where I was allowed to leave to go ride, and that's what I did. I took my 4 classes, and I would leave to go ride, and I really did. I got home from school, and I went and rode every day after school till dark. Big Feisst will verify that's how I rolled, and so my junior year, that program ended at the high school that I was in for my first 3 years. So my senior year, I decided to leave the high school and switch high schools just because my school didn't have it no more, but they had it at another school. So I was like, I didn't want to go to school full day because I'm like, man, I'm going to lose out on my riding time. So I'm like, screw it. I'll give up walking with my class. I'll give up walking with all my friends, graduating with my friends. And I went to another high school my senior year where I didn't know nobody. I had to roll in senior year, new kid on the block. And I just I took my 4 classes and then I went home and I rode. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, man, it's kind of whatever. It is what it is, right? I met a lot of good people in that school, but still, it's kind of different when you leave all your friends that you've been with your whole life and you don't walk with them anymore. But my riding was more important than I guess walking with the people I grew up with. They all got it. They didn't care. But anyway, that's the extreme I was willing to go. So I think it all depends where you're at in life. But moto, I knew that I was like, I'm going for it. And this is what I want to do. So I was willing to give up whatever it took. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, so see how Liam just does it. You could throw something up like that after your question, and I will find it. Because otherwise, I might slide through it. If I slide past it, because I might think it's a comment, just throw it back up. He said, what's a good drill? MX tip, what's a good drill to get back in after a week? A good drill to get back in after a week. So taking a week off from riding, taking a week off from the gym. What are we talking about here? If you're talking about riding, I mean, dude, you don't forget how to ride. That's the thing. Riding a motorcycle is like riding a bicycle, dude. You never really forget. You know, like I've taken off 6 months because of injury, and you can come back. You might feel rusty, but it don't really leave. But you just ease in. Just come in and cruise the track. If you like to ride the track and you're a moto guy, just go out and cruise your first couple laps and just get into your groove, get into your flow. Just don't come out and just go gun-ho right off the bat. Just work into it. But if you're looking for like a drill to where it's like, hey, I don't want to just go ride the track, set up a turn track. That's, to me, what's one of the funnest drills and one of the best drills you can do. If you just set up a turn track and moto that turn track and ride it for 15 minutes one way and then turn around and ride it for 15 minutes the other way, and then do a 30-minute drill and then go out to the track and ease into it. But you can't, turn track drills are seriously some of the best drills you can do, because guess what? You know where the race is won? In the corners. The dudes who rail the corners are the dudes that win the races. You got to be fast in the corners. Everybody jumps, I mean, especially when you get up into the higher levels. Everyone's jumping everything. Everybody's fast down the straightaways. Everyone's can hit the whoops. It's like, so where do you got to be fast? You got to be fast in your corners. So that's why not practice that drill? Get good in your corners. Learn how to ride those ruts. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Ryan Rich saying Danger Boy looked good at Loretta's. He did, dude. He's just fun to watch. He's just a fun dude. He's sick. So definitely got the skills. All right, so we got David here. He says, going to get my sleeve started. Inner forearm Wednesday from John Caleb. Who did your knuckles? Yep, super stoked. Any tattoo appointment tips? Relax. That's what I tell everybody, dude. Just don't tense up. I mean, the inner forearm's actually one of the better spots. So that won't, I mean, dude, it's a tattoo. At the end of the day, you're going to feel it. There's no way around it. But that is one of the easier spots to get tattooed. So you'll be good, but just relax. And like, I've noticed, like, if you're getting tattooed in a real intense spot and you just tense up and try to fight it, it hurts way more. So I used to, be honest with you, obviously I have a full suit. So I've been tattooed every inch of my body, straight up, like the back where your butt cheek and your thigh touch. That's no joke. The inside of the back of your knee, no joke, dude. Dude, your armpits, like, that stuff sucks. I mean, ribs, collarbones, there's just some spots that you're like, dude, this sucks. And I used to just have to take a deep breath, relax, and then exhale real slow. And then take another one. And I would focus on breathing on those real intense spots. Other spots I could sit there and take it, but some spots I had to go to the next level and try to breathe my way through it because it hurt so bad. All right, so Fox, yeah, so I seen that. So Jeff Beaver saying Fox, I saw that. So they made an announcement. They're partnering up with the Coaching Association. So that is cool. Fox, they have a lot of support. Go to the website and you'll see all the people. Everyone's supporting it. Dude, one of the founders is Jeff Emming, one of the founders, and he's obviously a certified coach. Trey Kennard is, I was watching, he did all the training videos that you have to go through online are Emming and Trey Kennard. I know Rhino's certified coach, Donnie Hansen. There's a ton of dudes, but they have support from the industry. And the reason why, the whole point to have this is dude, like when you care about a sport and you love a sport, you want to keep the sport growing. And the way to keep a sport growing is having good coaches. That's how sports stay alive. And it made me start thinking about, like, why is freestyle not, like, where's it going? It's not growing like it was. But think about it. No amateur ranks, no coaches. Right? Like, how does the sport continue when there's no amateur ranks? There's nowhere for people to get into freestyle. So I'm like, man, maybe we need to come up with a system. Maybe, I know we tried a long time ago, but I would hate to see freestyle just disappear. Like, because, man, dude, freestyle just, it's not only giving me so much, but giving all these other riders opportunities to make a living doing what they love. And I hate to see it go away. And it's definitely went whoop and peaked out and somewhere, tapered down a little bit. But I mainly think there's nowhere for new guys, and there's no Americans. If you watched X Games this year, where's the Americans at? There's not one American out there. As far as freestyle, like, you got Bierman and Axel, but they're in Kobe, but they're in, that's not necessary. That's more free riding, in my opinion, as far as like hitting the quarter pipe and doing best whip. But as far as freestyle, like going out and putting a run together, a minute and a half run of tricks, there's not one American out there. So we probably need some coaching in freestyle. We probably need a place where amateurs and people can get into it. So just made me think. Anyway. All right, let me jump back in here. I would love to teach freestyle, to be honest with you. The end of the day, like, I love teaching. Thought about that today a lot too, because I'm obviously coaching's on my mind as I'm going through this course. This is what I've realized today. Coaching, it's a privilege. It really is. It's a privilege. It's to be able to learn something and be passionate about something, and then be able to share that with other people. Like, that's awesome. That, like, to me, I'm grateful that I'm at a point in my life that I'm able to share what I love and help others. Like, I love riding and it's fun to me, and I want to help others enjoy that same passion and get better at it and be safer, be smoother, be in more control, and reach their goals. Like, riding is it's so fun. It's so fun. Like, you want people to get into it, enjoy it, but then stay in it, right? You don't want them to just get in, have a bad experience, and sell their bike. But that happens. That happens all the time because people have a bad experience. But that's why you have an association like that where people can come along and they find a good coach and have a good experience and grow, and then they'll stick with it. All right, so let's get Jess here. What up, brother? He says, if I was to do a painting to send to you, where would I send it? Go to ronnieandmel.com, and there's a P.O. box on our ministry website. If you send it to the ministry P.O. box, I'll get it. So I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's on ronnieandmel.com. And hey, I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate the art. Always loved art, as you can tell. I'm covered in it. We got Diesel Dog here with a little super chat. What's up, brother? Thank you for the super chat. It says, going to do my first ever moto next summer. Really struggling on jumps. Any advice? Love the content. I got a video on jumping for beginners on here, so check that out if you haven't seen that. Obviously, I feel like a lot of people ask this question a lot. Jumping's fun, so we all want to do it. But here's the deal. For beginners, I always say just start with a simple jump. Just find a basic jump, even if it's just a single. If it's just a small single that's just out to the flats, just jump that for a little bit or find a tabletop. Don't start with a peaky double. Obviously, don't start with a triple, but I see a lot of dudes start with a jump that's I can watch a rider and just kind of tell where their level is, and I see dudes all the time sending stuff they probably shouldn't be sending yet. So just be wise, start with a simple jump, and just watch that video, and I go through all the body position. It's all body position. If the bike's doing anything weird, it's because you're telling it to. You're in control of the bike. So if it's jumping high, it's because you're leaning too far back. If you're bucking, you could be chopping the throttle. That happens a lot with beginners. They come up, and then instead of powering through it because they get intimidated, they're like, da-da-da, and they're like, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. They back out the last second, and then they endo. It's because they went off the lip, and they chopped the throttle. So you got to stay on the gas through the lip and make sure you're always landing with the gas on. But check that video out. I go through pretty much just all the basic stuff. But if you're in good body position, you stay on the gas and you're on a safe jump, you can just build confidence slowly. And that's what you want to do. You want to build confidence. You want to just start off slow, build some confidence, keep jumping, and that bike should just level out. And then once you start to, if you were going to go to a tabletop and get to the downside, now you got to rotate the bike like this. Where's my hand? You got to rotate the bike like this. That's all body position. You should be able to do that. You don't need to slam on the back brake. Don't be getting into just jamming the back brake off all the jumps to get your front end down. You shouldn't. That's like backup. You should be able to rotate the bike with body position. Jump as you roll forward on the bike. It should, and you can lean far enough forward off the jump that when you jump the jump, it'll already set up. You ever watch Hanson ride? Hanson's so far over the front end of the bike, when he leaves the lip, it already set up for the landing. He goes and jumps like this. So some people get scared to get over the front end, but you can get over the front end. All right, let's see here. Adrenaline was awesome. That's right. Lived 15 minutes from there. So Sean saying it was down at Adrenaline. That was a good day. And I know they're having a practice at Grain Valley on Wednesday, but it's going to be about 110. So I don't know if I'll be there, especially after watching. I did the heat stroke class today. So I was like, man, this ain't smart to ride in the heat, is it? So I might be chilling at the pool. All right, so MX Tip said I'm having trouble jumping, can't get the bike into the air. All right. Well, that's hard to give a tip on not necessarily seeing why you can't get the bike into the air. I would, at a guess, just of trying to remember back of just working with some other beginners and having them or seeing how they weren't really catching air, it was mainly because they really weren't going fast enough. They kind of just, and they get a little intimidated, so they just didn't have enough momentum, so their bike never really left the ground. So that could be why you're not getting in the air. Maybe you just need a little bit more momentum to boost off that thing. And what type of jump are you on? Is it a little tabletop? Because think about the angle of the jump plays a difference too. If it's super just mellow, it's going to be harder to get air. If it's just more like a ski jump versus if it's got a little boost to it. So it could be the angle of the jump, could be your speed coming at the jump. I'll try a little bit, go into a little bit harder, catch a little air. Let's see here. Recommendations. So let's see. Got Chris P here. He says, what's your recommendations for 2 important things to work on for a new dirt bike rider? I have about 6 years experience of riding super bikes on the track, but new to dirt bikes. Ride a 2020 RM 450. Dude, on the big dog for a beginner here. That's a beast bike to start on. But he's got skills. He's got experience. It's not like he never rode a dirt bike before. I'd say the most important thing for new riders on dirt bikes is body position. I mean, at the end of the day, 99.9 of the beginners, brand new riders, are normally don't sit on the dirt bike the right way. And it's just natural to get on the dirt bike, hold on like this, leave your elbows kind of tucked in, stand up and not allow your butt to kind of slide back to the towards the bike. A lot of times when beginners like to stand up, they'll kind of keep their hips kind of towards the handlebars. They kind of, you ever see like when Ronnie Mac goon rides a little bit? That's kind of what beginners do. So you just want to, do I have a video? I probably have a video on some body. I can't remember which ones I made. I need to make some more. But anyway, just try to be on the balls of your feet. Try to keep your legs close to the bike. You don't want your knees out. You want your hands slightly rotated like this. Try not to hold on to the bars like that. Keep your arms up and loose. Head forward and butt back or hips back, meaning like when you stand up, your hips or your butt should go towards the back of the bike. You shouldn't really stand up and then look like you're trying to hump the bars. So if you just have a good body position like that and just get comfortable riding like that, do a stand-up drill. Just get in that position. And if you're brand new and the track's like a little intimidating for you, start on the flats. Start in the flats and just set up a couple cones and just getting that riding position and just cruise to where maybe you just set up a little like figure 8 and just do it standing up and just cruise the bike like that. Go around left, right, left, right, left, right, and just work that. And then when it feels comfortable, sit down and then put out your leg for balance. So inside legs out for balance and then switch it and just sit down and just work that and just try to get comfortable with the simple stuff. Body position is the most important thing end of the day. If you got bad body position, the bike does stuff it shouldn't do. And you have more of a chance of making mistakes when you're in the wrong position. And you have a bigger chance of not being able to recover from a mistake. If you have good body position and the front end does something weird, the bike kicks, there's a better chance you can recover and keep going. When you get in bad position and things go wrong, more chance you're going to end up not being able to correct a mistake and crash. And the more times we crash, the more chances we get to get hurt. And that's what kills our confidence, let's be honest. The more you hit that mat, the confidence level just goes boo. And then if you get a bad one and you sit out for 3-4 months, confidence level is just. So we want to eliminate those mistakes as much as we can. So technique, it all comes down to technique. So I would start with the basics. Good body position. Like I said, if you're not comfortable being on a track yet, just go to the flats. Set up some cones. Keep it simple. Let's see here. Brian says, money doesn't buy skill. It's true. 10 and 3. Or what it says, attended 3 of your classes mixed with my brother-in-law Jake's coaching. I improved a lot. Yep. Well, I appreciate coming to all the classes. And yep, Big Jake's got some skills too. Rode with you guys. I mean, he was out there. He was ripping on that 125 yesterday. All right, let's see here. All right, we got Fred Kitchen. What up? He says, much respect to Brian and his accomplishments, but Danger is going to bring Moto to a new level in every way. Yep, I agree 100%. It's got the full package. It's true. Hey, Danger Boy is sick, dude. It's bottom line. You can't get around it. Dude's sick. But, like, think about it. Like I said, he's been riding a dirt bike since he was 3 years old, but he's had coaching since he was 3 years old because Dad knows what he's talking about, right? And not only does Dad know the importance of having, like, Dad's hired a coach too, because you know how kids get. You start to not to want to listen to Dad. So Brian's smart enough to know, like, hey, I'll hire somebody. So you know how it is. Anybody that's had a dad racing knows, like, sometimes even if Dad's right, you don't want to listen to Dad. Big Feist had to send me to motocross school. He knew. He was like, just send him to motocross school, dude. Let him hear it from somebody else. But Danger Boy obviously listens to Pops. Pops knows what's up. We got David Duke here. Says, are you faster than Hayden if you're on your 450 and he's on his 85? LOL. To be honest with you, if he can beat Deegan right now, probably not. No, I'll be honest. Danger Boy's fast because I haven't rode with him in a while because I moved to the Midwest. But I used to ride with him when I lived out there. It's been 3 years already, and I used to have to get on the gas to pass him 3 years ago. It wasn't like I could just smoke by him and leave him. I'd have to try to pass him, and that was 3 years ago. So, and he's way faster than he was 3 years ago. So he probably could beat me and Deegan. Having those, Deegan probably admitted too, huh? He probably, like, have they raced that lately? I think they do that every once in a while. But he's probably faster, let's be honest. He's going to be on a big bike. I think they're getting a 250 this week. He's got a 125 already, but I think they're breaking out the big bike so he starts riding both. So once he's on a big bike, it's over. All right, so what up? We got Eric D in here. So what up, bro? Well, on the way to the airport. All right. We'll have a safe trip, brother. All right. Here we got Jets Hunt here. It says, who do you like for privateer? Those boys have it a lot harder, even as amateurs. Who do you like? So privateer. Man, that's a good question, dude. So privateer right now. Who I don't even know who's a true privateer right now? Does anybody know, like, considered a true privateer right now? Hey, let me get a shout out to Morans, the local boy, dude. Kevin Morans is a local dude, and I think the dude's got tons of skill. He was riding he rode the 250 Supercross series, and then he even went out and rode the 450, but I think he did awesome, dude. He got a lot of good starts and ended up getting hurt, and I know he's just coming back, but I would think he's a true privateer. I'm not 100% sure what type of help he has, but it's not easy being a privateer. So I'll give a little shout out to him. I'm not sure who else might be, because there's so many teams right now, you know what I mean? And even if you're not on a factory team, some of those other teams are pretty much like factory teams. So it's hard to tell, but I think I would give Moran's probably, he probably is. Kevin Moran's, look him up. He's got skills. He's from the Midwest. Yeah, so where do you hunt at? So Sean, I'm hunting on the Missouri side out in, it's about an hour from my house. Warrensburg, Missouri. So it's out where that Air Force base is. So I'm out that way. Oh, we got V-Dubsky in here. What up? We got V-Dub. Good to have V-Dubsky up in here. We got Big Nate here. He says, where's the best place to stay if I travel for some classes? Probably depends where the class is. If the class is at Green Valley, where it's at this weekend, it's right off the 70 freeway. So if you just looked up Blue Springs, Green Valley, Missouri, there's a ton of restaurants and hotels right off the 70 freeway. So I-70, so that's an easy place. And I feel like a lot of classes have been there. So that's where you just grab a hotel probably 5 minutes from the track, right off the side of the freeway. Be easy to find. Let's see. We've got Big Bang here. Cool to see Rhino and Emig racing, 2 strokes. I know. Yeah, Emig was on a 125 too. So there you go. And then, yeah, Hughes on the old school bike. I just can't believe he went that fast on that bike. That couldn't have been easy. But he had Rick Johnson's setup. So Mitch from Pro Circuit gave him RJ's setup from when RJ raced that bike way back in '86. So it was probably good, but still, when you just think of technology and where bikes are and the bikes that you're used to riding now, the jump back, even on RJ's setup, it still had to just, like, did you see the gap from the tank from the seat to the tank? That just feels so weird. But he ripped it. So, and he was charging at the end. Like he was strong. I think that's what, like, he he's in shape for sure. And that's a bonus at Loretta's. If you can be strong to the finish, you can just pick people off at the end. And I think Rhino for sure has that endurance. B Dubsky with the super chat. He says, shop is coming along good. Hope to get one of those Feisst banners hang on the wall. Yeah, man. I got to get more of those made. I don't even have any more. But I'm glad you just reminded me of the shop, because I sent you a jersey and I want to look for the pants, because I want you to have the full set to hang up on your wall. So let me see if I can find those. I spaced it. I looked at your picture and then I totally forgot about that. I do that. But I'm glad you reminded me, because now I'm going to look at that jersey again and see if I have the pants. And if I do, I'm going to send them to you. I'm going to sign them and send them out, and you're going to hang up the full set. And I think I do. That's when I looked at the picture, I'm like, oh, I think I got those pants still. So that'll look cool up on the wall, a little full set there. And I think I sent you a pair of goggles too, so lace them all up. All right. Liam here, let's see what he's got. It says, I feel like for freestyle tracks need to have some spots. To practice tracks need sand pits. And then for freestyle guys, build some jumps like that. What do you think? Help us. I agree 100%. There needs to be some freestyle spots. There's nowhere to go. Like, how do people get into freestyle if there's nowhere to go? Like, unless you know someone who has a ramp and has a landing built and you can go practice at their house, how do you get in the freestyle? So I think it would help a ton if there was, like, local tracks were like willing to. Paula had it a long time ago, Fox Raceway. They did have a freestyle park off to the side, and people could show up and ride there. But I don't know why they shut it down. Maybe someone got hurt or something. But that's the only way I could see it. If the tracks were willing to open up and have some ramps, so people could get into it. And like I said, coaching too. I teach. If I would teach, if I get a setup, I'm open to it. But this is the thing in freestyle. I don't think you can just set the ramp at 75 and be like, yo, come over and just send the ramping. You have to build a really safe setup and work people up to 75. You got to start them small. So I would almost build it like a tabletop and then put the ramp almost into the face so they could just ride off the ramp and land on the top of the tabletop and just skip off of it and then work their way into it. Because setting it up at 75 and just sending someone off of it for the first time who's never jumped the ramp is way too sketchy. That'll just... You don't want to do that. I don't want to see nobody do that. All right. So what about teaching people to hit ramps? I'm about it. That's what I was just saying. So Sean Beers here. I'm all about it. I mean, dude, I love teaching, period. Whether it's freestyle or moto, I'm open to it, dude. And I might do it someday. I'll get my spot. Definitely. Let's see here. What crafts? He says, I've been watching motocross for a few years now. I really want to get into trying it out. I'm 5'2". Oh, this is a lady here. 5'2" woman, and have no idea what kind of bike would fit me. Any advice? All right. So we got Woodcraft's wipe here. See, this is cool. Brand new rider. Wants to get into it. And there's another thing that I might do for the future. Perfect example. If and when we do get a spot, I would like to have a place to where we could bring in first-time riders, because I know how expensive the sport is. It's not cheap to just go out and buy a bike and go try it and be like, do I like this or not? I would like to have a couple bikes on hand, and once we get set up, I'm going to see if I can get somebody like Husky to help out with this, but have a couple really simple bikes, a couple different sizes, gear on board, and where you can come and do your first day ride day at the setup, and where we teach people, first-time riders. That's how you bring people into sports. How you give them a chance to come do it. Pay a couple $100, come to the class, ride for your first day, see if you like it. Then if you do, go buy the bike, versus being like, oh, man, I got to go spend. I mean, these days, even to buy a little bike, it's super expensive. So hoping to be able to make that available for riders in the future. But to get to your question, 5'2" woman, what do you say, guys? Give me a little help on this. What kind of bike would fit her? 5'2". What do you think? Like a 150 four-stroke? I think a 150 four-stroke. I mean, you could even start as simple even as a 110 just to ride. But I think a 150, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Give us some feedback. Do they make, because a 125, I think a 150 four-stroke is smaller than a 125 two-stroke. So that's why I'm saying that. Because because definitely I think an 85 two-stroke might be too snappy. It could be aggressive, but you probably fit on an 85 two-stroke pretty good. 5.2, that wouldn't be bad little size, right? But I think it'd be a little aggressive for a first-time rider. When you learn on an easier bike, it doesn't intimidate people. I'm working with a guy right now. He's 52 years old, brand new rider, and he started on 250F. His first ever bike. I think that's a little aggressive bike for a brand new guy at 52. But he's doing really good. So, but if you do have a little bit easier bike, it doesn't have a tendency to yank you. That's what happens with beginners. They crack the throttle and it scares them a little bit. And what happens? The weight goes back. And what happens when the weight goes back? The arm twists. And then they get into trouble. So, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if you had a little 110, just to even it might be a little small for you, but it's all right to get on it and just feel it out a little bit. Just ride a dirt bike for your first dirt bike and then jump up and ride a 150. So hopefully someday I'm able to have a place for brand newbies. Bring them in. Let them have a day in the dirt. All right, so we got Dirty Dave here. Said, what kind of hydration drinks do you use when riding when it's insane hot weather? I'm going to be straight up with you, dude. I only drink water. And there's probably I know there's probably stuff that I should drink. I'm trying to think when I had Rhino Power for a while. I'm not going to lie. Rhino hooked me up when I was competing. He used to send me stuff, so I used that. But lately, dude, I just am a water guy. I've been drinking water. But we do have these things that I have been drinking lately. They're little electrolytes. They're made by this company. Gosh, I can't even think of dang. Can't think of the name right now. Mel's going to smack me. But anyway, I've been using those. They're like, just do a little couple sweet squeeze. A little squeeze in your water. Gives your water some flavor, but it puts electrolytes back into the water. Young Living is the company that makes it. But I've been using those, not so much at the track, just I've been drinking them if I'm at dinner, I might squirt a little in there when I'm at dinner. But I would say, hey, go try some Rhino Power. I used it back in the day and definitely not bad. All right. As a beginner freestyle, let's get, beginner freestyle says, where do I buy my first ramp? Man, that is another great question. Cause this is what I was thinking. I was thinking about hey, if I get a ramp set up, and where am I getting a ramp? I was thinking the same thing, dude. I'm like, I sold all mine. I'm like, shoot, I should have just parked them at Deegan's house. I'm like, yo, just hold these until I find the spot. That's what I should have did. I kind of jumped the gun and just got rid of them. But it's not, that's another thing. It's not easy to find ramps. You basically would have to find someone in California that probably selling one. That's what I'm going to do. When I need a ramp, I'm calling everybody I know in Cali, calling Fitz, calling Deegan, calling everybody Potter, because I'm like, yo, who has a ramp they want to get rid of, and let me get one. And if that's not the case, then I'll figure out who can build one. But I really don't know, because that's hard. That's what I'm saying. Freestyle's not an easy deal, dude. Can't even find a ramp. Can't find a ramp. Can't find a place to ride. It's tough, dude. So we got to change that. I think we need to make some changes for that. Freestyle is an awesome sport. It's like I said, it's done a lot of good things for a lot of guys, and open up a lot of doors. And like I said, there's guys that come up now who are only for me and Mel just had this talk the other day. I think it was yesterday. We were talking about coaching. We're talking about freestyle. The original dudes were all racers, but that's not like that no more. All the original guys, the top 10 original dudes who started freestyle all came from motocross, because where else would you come from, right? We're all racing. But that's not like that. All the dudes in freestyle now, they come from freestyle. They grew up riding ramps. They rode dirt bikes and got into jumping ramps. They didn't grow up racing. Different programs. So we need to, how do we groom those guys who want to be freestyle guys? We gotta figure out. We gotta get places for people to practice. We gotta get coaching. We gotta get some people to help groom these next generation. Otherwise, the sport's just gonna kind of do what it's doing. It's just kind of like sad, dude, because it is a cool sport. But this is what I think is going on. I think you're seeing this little transition where it was like freestyle. Now it's like with the quarter pipe and with the best whip and kind of like axle setup. It's more like kind of what Red Bull did here in Kansas last year. What did they call that event? I can't remember what they called it, but Red Bull did it's basically a free ride event. And that's kind of where I'm seeing it's shifting a little bit from where, obviously, when I was in it, it was all about your tricks. Straight up, it was your tricks and best trick. But now it's kind of made this next shift where it's not really about your tricks no more. It's leaning more towards the guys who are like Axel, who are like Bierman, Raha, who just send it, big jumps, big whips, lots of style. So it's a little shift, which, hey, in my opinion, it's cool, and it's opening up another place for another group of riders to fit in and make a living. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what guys want to do. They love to ride, and they want to make a living riding their bikes, whether they go race on the weekend, whether they do freestyle, they do tricks, or they're just free riders. I honestly think the free riders got it the best because they don't have to go do double flips or front flips. They just go crack some whips and get paid. That's the best deal out there. I'm like, shoot, dude, I wish I had a sick whip. I'd just be out there cranking them. But no, that's sweet. And I think I think that's a place for a lot of guys, like probably a lot of racers whose careers might not necessarily got that deal in racing, but they have skills. Or like I think of Hansen. Like Hansen's got skills, dude, and he's fun to watch, and he's bad, but he's a perfect fit to fit in that new, like, whatever you want to call that new, like, wave of what's going on in the free ride world. Just go out there and look cool jumping. Hansen don't need to do no tricks. He's like Axel. They just jump the jump. They look cool. It's sweet. All right. It's a 150 or Jess Hunt saying here. Hold on. I think there's a question. It says 150 or 125 four-stroke. A 125 for a beginner. All right, so he's probably just, I was asking for some advice. So he says 150 or 125 four-stroke. So they do make a 125 four-stroke, so that's good. So 125 for a beginner would be great also if they can use a clutch. So, yeah, so I'd probably agree with him. So they have a 125 four-stroke, so there you go. I think four-stroke's easier to learn on than a two-stroke, in my opinion, because it doesn't have that yank where it just kicks in super hard. Four-stroke just rolls on real mellow. So you can lug it. You can put the thing in second and just third, lug it. Two-stroke, it'll bog. And then when it bogs and then people give it more gas and then it kicks in real fast, it yanks them and scares them. So definitely four-stroke is always a little bit easier, in my opinion, for beginners. I learned on a four-stroke now that I think about it. XR80 was my first dirt bike. All right, 150 was supposed to be equal to an 85. 110. So, yeah, everybody's kind of on the same page. 150 four-stroke, yeah. We're all there. I like that. We're all on it together. All right, we got Big Adam here with a super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, dude, what do you say? Dude, love you. Please pray for me. I'm drunk and stupid. All right. Jesus, keep him safe. Keep it safe. Well, hey, man, we love when you're here, brother. Thanks for being here. Yeah, and I know you're a truck driver, so don't be getting behind that wheel. Go sleep that one off. Yeah, V-Dub. Hope V-Dub's mom is doing good as well. V-Dub's mom's been sick for a while, so prayers up for V-Dubski's mom. We got Zan in here. He said, what up? I'm racing the state fair this weekend. Nice. Well, good luck, dude. I know your pops was telling me that, so good luck with that. I hope you go down there and tear it up, brother. Show them what you've been working on. Keep working those starts, too. You get up front early. Tear them up. Show them what's up. Yeah. So Lauren's saying he can get a ramp built, just needs the dimensions. And we probably could track those down somewhere. He said, yo, we need some events that pay in Bitcoin. I like that. Let's get some Bitcoin. Get the Bit Squad popping. Heck yeah. That's it, baby. All right. We got a couple more questions here. We're running out of time. Let me go quick. Let me rapid fire these. I like to get everybody in here. It says, really like Jacko's setup over in Oz Big Jump Train. That was cool. Watch as well. Agree 100%. Yeah, he's got that big rhythm section, big jumps. Yeah, super cool. For sure. We got Liam here again. Just so you know, you can buy ramps online. There you go. There's a company called, see, here we go. This is good to know. Didn't know this. Fresh Park, that's what this community is about. We're sharing what we know. helping people out. So check this out, guys. This is good info. Fresh Park sells ramps for BMX skate, and they sell a moto ramp. I haven't checked that out, and that's the first I heard of it. So I'm definitely gonna jump on there and see how they look. So there you go. That's super helpful. So thanks for sharing that, brother. All right, we are just Hunt here. Two strokes are way more fun. Hey, dude, I rode a two-stroke yesterday. Real quick, my buddy was out here. I don't know if Big Feist remember Larry Littlefingers Feist? He came out. He was the chiropractor. He came out to the Nuclear Cowboys tour and adjusted all the riders. But anyway, he lives out here. He lives like 2 hours from here. He came out to the track yesterday. First time I seen him since we were on tour. But he had a 2006 CR250, and I just took it through the pits. But the first time I rode a two-stroke forever. Actually felt pretty good. I'm like, you know what? Like, you don't forget how to ride those things. I'm like, man, I can ride this thing. Just give me a day on it. But it felt pretty good. And his bike was clean. And maybe I was like, man, I need to get one of these and just make the replica bike one day. Just set it in the garage and stare at it. All right, we got a little last super chat here from Adam. He says, thank you, bro. Taking a 10-hour break. Love you. Please pray. All right, man. Well, much love to Adam, B-Dub, and the rest of the crew. Thank you all for being here week after week. Really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, give us some love. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure, hey, just a quick reminder, if you guys want to get in on the giveaways, go to at Ronnie Faisst on Instagram. Make sure you follow me, and then go to my bios and swipe up and register, or whatever you got to do. Hit the link, and it'll tell you what to do. And get in it, dude. We're giving 4 of these away at the end of the month. I want to hook you guys up. So make sure you guys jump on that. And then we'll be back, same place, same time next week. We'll talk about Unadilla. We'll talk about the class. Got a class coming up this Saturday, so got a couple spots left. So hope to see you guys out there. And I don't know if I'll be at the track on Wednesday. It's going to be hot. But you guys, if anybody goes, ride safe, be blessed, and we'll see you soon. Much love. Peace out. Peace out. Here we go.